Kenyans remind me of one time when I was very young, when we were in secondary school. When we were in secondary school, the way Kenyans react remind me of, you can say one thing and they'll hear two different things. You'll find this one saying that you said this, and this other one will say you said this. That is typically Kenyan. I will come to that, but before I give you the example of the book that I read when I was young, we had a book called African Writers Series, where somebody passed two people and each were arguing. One had seen this color and the other one had seen the other color. And it was the same person. And when the same person came again, they quarreled. Now everyone was saying, you are right and I was wrong. That is how Kenyans are. But before I say about that African Writers Series, I'll talk about clarification about several Raila videos that I've recorded. If you can remember the day that Raila announced in the presence of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the day Raila announced in the presence of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo that he is going to contest the AUC chair, I uploaded my very first video of which I was endorsing him within hours of Raila declaring that he will go for the African chair. I have recorded several, and I think this is one of those recordings. But Kenyans, even if you write a letter to a Kenyan, they will make a decision first and then reason later. You can see recently when I was talking about the debate, I was very clear. I said that the debate, the Djibouti fellow won the debate. He won the debate, hands down, and I gave reasons. You can still go there. And then on the same way, I also said that Raila lost. But I say, and then the third person was not even noticed. And I said that if those people who are watching the video, the debate, were the ones to vote, the Djibouti fellow would be elected. But the people who vote are 54. There are 54 people. These are the heads of state. And they have already made a decision. And I told you that they had already made a decision that Raila is going to get it. And that is why, in all my recordings, I'm very clear that Raila is the next AUC chairman. But then you can see, and I'm even more disappointed by Raila's supporters. And I even ask myself, Raila is not the end of the world. You see, if he goes to the AUC, we will still need somebody from his region who may want even to rule the country. But then you find that the way, I'm worried that immediately after he wins the election, some people will behave as if at this time they are attacking me at being for anti-Raila and whatever, how will they behave once he is elected? I remember one made a comment and said, after me talking for a very long time, he watches the video. I don't know whether he watched or whatever. And then he concluded that I'm against Raila becoming the AUC chair. Says, what will you do when Raila is elected the AUC? That is the most unfortunate thing, because I would tell anybody who wants to contest any seat or whatever, don't start celebrating, don't start boasting before the person has been elected. And don't make enemies. And that this one has really costed Raila in the past. Find that after every election, he burns bridges. So before any election, Don't start burning bridges before the election, even after elections. Somebody says, I've watched your videos. Just imagine somebody watching my 6 or so videos and he concludes that I'm anti-Raila. What can you say about that person when things are very clear? And then there is another one who said that you spent 17 minutes attacking Raila and then you spend the last 2 minutes endorsing him. Well, I'll tell such a person a very simple thing, that we spent, look at your own area, be it the ward, the constituency, the county, or even the republic. You find Kenyans are very good at complaining. Our MCA, our MP, or even our senator, governor, call it. He's a very useless person, whatever. You spend 5 years complaining about that leader. But the 5 minutes that counts, the 5 minutes that you are in the booth, are the most important. So I can spend 20 minutes criticizing Raila, and then the last minute I endorse him. That is what matters. And then again, especially to Raila's supporters, learn to understand that supporting somebody and worshipping somebody is two different things. If you have chosen to worship a human being and whatever, so be it. But me, I will support him. Why do I support him? Because of two reasons. One, I believe that the best candidate for the AUC chair is none other than Mrisho Kikwete. But you see, even in your constituents, even in your ward, we have some people whom you feel that is the best person to represent the ward or even the constituents, or even the county or even the country. But if that person does not offer himself or herself on the ballot paper, do you vote for that person? You vote for the best. Let me tell you, this is what we do when we are in the ballot booth. We choose the best candidate among those who are on the list. And among those who are on the list, Raila is the best. I support Sakaja when he says that upon Raila being appointed, he should he should appoint the Djibouti fellow to be his chief of staff there. Yes, you see, elected officials are politicians and selected people are bureaucrats. This Djibouti fellow is a very good bureaucrat, so he cannot be compared to Raila. And as of now, Raila is the best for that time. Another reason, and I want to talk to Raila's intelligence affairs PA. I said that there is also this issue of the gambler. And the gambler, they say, you should know when to walk away. No, So Raila has been in our political scene for a long time, and he should know when to walk away, and a good opportunity came. Look at the people who are anti-Raila, who are praying that Raila fails. Most of them are Kenyans, and they're not praying that because he's a bad leader or anything. It is because of various reasons. Remember, they are the same people who castigated me when I talked about the secrets of committee that Raila would rather they are not disclosed. I talked a long time ago, and I'm happy that the GNC mentioned me. The GNC were very happy that they even mentioned me when they were going around by saying, kumbe JI-TENGE alikuwa anasema ukweli and people were against him. You see, these are some of the things you'll never notice when you worship somebody. You are so blinded by your worshiping that you don't believe he is capable of even thinking. But the truth about Raila is that The last time he ever thought he'll be the president was the 2007 elections. But from there, he started making business out of it. I told you, you know what you told me. It is still in the remarks what you used to tell me. Unless you rush there and delete it. But it just happened that it is still there. So that is how Raila is. And people do not want him to go there. I have 3 points to say. Point number one, even if you fast, even if you say Riswa, and even if you do whatever, if your prayers are answered and Raila is beaten down, let me tell you one thing. He comes back to Kenya, he's dead meat. He's dead meat. Because when he wanted to be, I mean, Kenya, when we had the Jinsi have already branded him as at an opportunistic. Now, when he fails, and we don't want him to fail, but if he fails in Addis Ababa and he comes back, he will not even influence anybody to be an MCA because he has passed through his expiry date. So, those of you who are praying that he fails in Addis Ababa so that he comes back and keeps the government in check, that is a bad prayer. Number two, that was number one. Number two, we have Kenyans, and the best person on that list is President William Samoei Arap Ruto. We have Kenyans who want him to be elected so that he does not come, so that Ruto goes through the 2027 freely. That is a bad thing. We vote for, or we don't vote for anybody upon his suitability, praying that he succeeds there so that we have a very clear way to go through. That is a bad prayer. Those are two. We should always wish him well so that he succeeds. And the third point that I was forgetting, but I've just remembered, is that when you have your leader going there and messes up, he spoils the name of your country, or your, if it is a constituency, and the MP there, and the MP is from your ward. If he spoils it, you say, you can't have people from this ward because we had so and so, and he is Raila going there, he will perform well. He will perform well, and he will not let us down. So we have no alternative. We have no alternative but all supporting. Now I want to talk to you about that story that I learned when I was young in school. It was in secondary school. Those people who did 7423. Remember, we had books which used to be called African Writers Series. It happened that one person was dressed in a cloth that on one side was one color and the other side was another color. So he was walking around. There were two farmers. One farmer was on this side and the other farmer was on the other side. So when this fellow was passing, he said, "Hey, habari zenyu?" They said, "Mzuri sana. Endeleeni na kazi." He went to the trading center. Then these people, just like your typical Kenyans, started arguing. This fellow was dressed in white. They said, no, this fellow was dressed in black. They argued for a long time. That fellow reached the trading center, completed what he had to do, and then he came back and passed there. He said, "Oh, bado mko kazini ye? Oh, endeleeni na kazi." Then he passed. Then these people started arguing. You are right. I was wrong. No, you are right. I was wrong. They were just arguing because on this side of the cloth, it was white, and on this side was black. So when this fellow went and passed and went, they spent time arguing. just arguing because of that person's color of cloth. Just imagine. And then when he came back again, he was when he came back again, they started arguing. Oh, I was wrong when I said it was a black cloth. Kumbe, you are right because it was white. And then the other one said, no, 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 it was you who was right. And that is how Kenyans are. They will argue over nothing and they will gain nothing over the argument. So I reminded myself that, because imagine recording just one video concerning Raila and you find half the people saying, Nyinyi Wabukusu, you hate Luos, you hate Raila. Yeah, somebody said, Nyinyi Wabukusu, you hate Raila. We know that. And then I answered in the comment, and we know you Luos worship Raila. But you see the same video, somebody is castigating me for supporting a perennial failure. And it is just the same. Just like we spent time arguing over, just like those, I think they were West Africans, who were arguing on the color of the cloth of that person. Thank you. Have a nice time. We meet again.